This is R. Crosby Lyles, and this is News from the Can. This is one of the fringe channels that I kind of like. He has been in the past, Secure Team 10, he has been in the past pretty good about vetting his material. There's a lot to say about that. I don't really want to go into that right now. But anyway, this video was posted about 3 days ago, right? Normally, Secure Team 10 puts up a video every day. And the subject of this video is that he's getting comments, negative comments, as soon as he puts up his video. And as soon as he posts a video, he will start getting negative comments and down rates, basically just right out of the bag within seconds. And and he goes in to talk about JTRIG and political and psychological warfare elements of this. JTRIG is U.S. government, but JTRIG, political warfare technologies and techniques, have been around for a long time. LaRouche is somebody who used to was a practitioner of political and psychological warfare from the 60s, and I think he might even still be alive. They have attributed the rise of white supremacist parties and things like that in Germany to LaRouche. And LaRouche is actually revered. And then Russia and Iran and places in China and places like that. LaRouche made money as a quote-unquote publisher. So he's spent some time in federal prison and ran for president, I believe. Don't, check the facts on this. I believe he ran for president while he was an inmate in federal prison. I don't remember what he got locked up for. But he's quite a character. And they used to call his followers LaRouches. So, political and psychological warfare is widely used by everybody. It's used by the Chinese and the Russians and the Iranians on YouTube. YouTube is, obviously, for a lot of folks out there, just realize that YouTube is like public relations, propaganda central. You can see propaganda on here from about the props up Vladimir Putin, and the Chinese have got propaganda on here about how their farming is doing so great and how their water management is so fabulous, and and just everybody. I mean, that YouTube is a worldwide, it's 1 billion users. They got over 1 billion users. They're talking about their next billion, how the YouTube Go and how they're trying to develop their next billion users. So this format, this number of eyeballs that this platform is able to reach is just obviously, it's going to be used by political warfare, psychological warfare elements, and of course corporate public relations people know about all of these techniques, and they use them widely to get people to believe or do whatever it is that they want them to believe or do, to vote a certain way or to believe a certain way. And global warming is a big, that's a big push button thing. The coal and oil industry, the hydrocarbon industry, that it's full tilt. You can't even say the word global warming anymore. It just shuts people down, right off the bat. So anyway, the guy starts talking about JTRIG, and which, who knows what JTRIG's really, what the actual U.S. Army, political psychological warfare units, what they really got going on in the United States. What sort of funny stuff they might be doing. Who really knows? I don't know. But when you're talking about actual JTRIG, that's U.S. Army intelligence type of stuff. You know, and yeah, maybe, you know, is JTRIG after Secure Team? I don't know, probably not. You know, the UFO thing is, people, the powers that be, they want you to believe in, you know, something. You know, the UFO phenomenon has some utility. Conspiracy theories in general have utility. They get people to sort of check out of the electoral process. They get people to stay home and smoke dope instead of vote. So, believing in the Illuminati and all that kind of stuff, there's a fair amount of utility in that. You know, it sort of keeps the it keeps people thinking about things that are just really not meat and potatoes, real shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, whether or not there are UFOs or not. And I'll just say this: I was actually going to make a whole video about this. You know, when the aliens come and land on the White House lawn, you know, and you know, with every network television anchor out there in the world talking about the aliens coming out and talking to the world and stuff like that. When the aliens land, the Anunnaki or whoever, they return to Earth. You know, who knows what they might bring with them, but you know, you're still going to have to pay your light bill. You know, they're still only going to accept cash or credit at the gas station when you fill up your car. Yeah, you're still going to have to go to your job. You're still going to have to make a living. You know, they still only accept cash or credit at the, you know, at the supermarket. So if you want some food, you're going to have some cash, and you're going to have to, like, make a living to pay for that. So, you know, it's all about hope and all this kind of stuff. And so, you know, there's a lot of there's a lot of stuff in there, you know, in the UFO phenomenon. So he seemed to think that that JTRIG was after him, or that the bad guys were after him. So this is the upshot of my whole thing. And you know, why would they really go after? You know what I'm saying? Why would they really go after? I can't remember the guy's name. I'm sorry. I've heard his name before. I can't remember the cat's name who owns the channel, Secure Team. But he's a nice young cat, man. You know, he was in a motorcycle accident recently and stuff, and he, you know, he had surgery, and you know, God bless him. You know, I mean, he's been going through a lot of stuff, and you know, and it's just kind of, it is a little creepy, you know. But why would they really want to shut him up about this stuff? I mean, he's not really, you know, he hasn't really leaked anything that's that crucial. And even if the fucking aliens were here, who gives a shit anyway? You know what I mean? Really, at this point, after, you know, ever since, you know, Close Encounters of the Third Kind and E.T. and all that stuff, you know, I mean, like, we've been aliened to death in the media, and it's like, if you saw an alien, if you saw an actual alien, you might be like shocked for a minute, but you say, well, they're here, okay, cool, back to business, back to life, you know, I got a date, or whatever, you know, who gives a shit? So, but here's the interesting thing, right? Let's look at his channel. That's the last video that he put up, and it was 3 days ago, and this guy usually puts up a video like every day. You know, I mean, he puts up videos pretty often. And, you know, his view numbers are down just a shade and stuff. And I don't know, maybe the guy's sick or something. Who knows? But it's Friday. I mean, I'm like, the reason I went looking for him, you know, I did a search for Secure Team, because I'm like, you know, I haven't seen any Secure Team videos in my, you know, in my feed. I haven't seen any, you know, what's going on? Where is he? And I go and I look, and it's, oh, I saw this. I watched this video three days ago. Where is the guy? And it just so happens that the last video that he did was about, you know, JTRIG. So, I don't know, I just found that kind of interesting. And I brought up JTRIG before, you know, and like I said, these techniques are known to corporate interests of all kinds, you know. and they're employed in public relations efforts of all kinds, and there's all kinds of stuff going on out there. You know, so, and like I said, YouTube is like public relations central for everybody, for like virtually everybody. With over 1 billion eyeballs, you know, you better believe it. They're going to be, you know, there's a presence. And and the negative comments and negative ratings and all that stuff, oh yeah, man, big time. And I left him you know, I left a comment on it. I said, here, I wonder why they waited so long to start doing this to this guy, because he's been around for a minute. You know, he's been around for a while. Why all of a sudden now, you know, is he getting this sort of treatment? Unless it's some sort of reverse psychology, you know, weird thing like that. Now all of a sudden the guy just, you know, is this, so the guy, and then he like disappears or whatever. I'm not saying he disappeared, but I haven't seen him. I haven't seen any material up from him in a while. So all of a sudden you don't see any material, and it makes you think, wow, you know, maybe that something's really going on. You know what I'm saying? So, and maybe really nothing is. Me personally, I have actually seen an actual real UFO. I need to do a video about that. I saw a real, actual, no bullshit UFO traveling down Miami Beach at night, about 10 o'clock at night, and this UFO had no running lights, made no noise. It was up about, oh, I don't know, about maybe 50 feet up in the air, had a diameter of about 30 feet, had a metallic, the city lights were, you know, were kind of sort of reflecting off of it, and it was a disc, and totally black, and it had a 35 knot crosswind. It was traveling from north to south across a flight line. This is the traffic from Miami International Airport is coming through. It's coming across the, you know, so no running lights, no engine noise, no nothing, and this thing is solid as a rock, moving steadily. I mean, like, incredible. Down south, down the beach, with an offshore wind, so a wind that is blowing 90 degrees against it, you know, a side wind, a significant side wind, like a 35 knot wind, serious blustery conditions, and this thing was solid as a rock and making no engine noise. It was the UFO for real. So they're here, you know, and if we got that kind of technology, you know, I don't know, which we probably do, somebody's got it. But at this point, who gives a shit? I mean, really. I mean, in the back of everybody's mind, it's like, yeah, we got some, they ain't no telling what they got, and we just don't even really think about it. Most people just don't even really think about it anymore. You know, so who cares? You know? I mean, really, why would JTRIG even go after Secure Team? They would just, you know what I'm saying? Why would they even really give a damn? Why does anybody? And nobody, when it, you know, when you really dig down into it, there's really only, that's why they call these things fringe, you know, issues or fringe topics, because only a fringe, people that are on the fringe, you know what I mean? Only a small group of people really give a shit about this stuff. Most people are really concerned about making a living and paying their bills and taking care of their kids, and you know what I mean, or finding their next hit or whatever the fuck, you know. They don't really, you know, it's like whatever, you know. Well, the end of the world's coming. Well, okay, you know, still got to go to work, still got to pay your bills, you know what I mean? Oh, the aliens are here. Oh, that's cool. Do you think they could loan me $1 million you know, or something, or just give me $1 million, you know? Well, they got to give everybody $1 million, and when they give everybody $1 million, and $1 million isn't going to be worth anything. So who cares, you know? Interstellar travel, great, you know. You know, how's that going to help my post-nasal drip, you know, and stuff? And really, that's all I got. But it is interesting. I found it interesting that the last video that the guy did was about JTRIG, you know, and he usually puts up a video every day, and I haven't heard anything from him for a while, about 3 days ago. So we'll see, you know. Hope the guy's okay. I wish him the best. You know, he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. He's got, you know what I mean, his presence. He's got a nice presence. It's fun to listen to him. It's fun to listen to him do his thing. He's a good kid. Anyway, that's all I got. My name is R. Crosby Lyles, and this has been News from the Can. Low-hanging fruit. News from the Can.